Once again, good morning, everyone. This is Jen Felton with GoldenCare. I am one of the regional directors here at GoldenCare, and I'm pleased to present Mutual of Omaha's electronic or e-application here this morning for long-term care. We are going to give just another minute here just because we have a lot of people signing in. I don't want to miss anything, but we are going to be going over the basics of the electronic application, and I'm just going to show you how easy it is to take an application online with Mutual of Omaha. All right, well, I know your time is valuable, so we are going to go ahead and get started here. I am going to put it on presentation mode. We are recording this session here today, so that if anyone that misses it and wants to see it again or something like that, we will have that recorded. So I will go ahead and put it on presentation mode, but I will open it up for questions at the end of the session. All right, well, hopefully everyone can still hear me. Again, my name is Jen Felton. I'm one of the regional directors here at GoldenCare. I've been with GoldenCare for 21 years now, coming on 22 years. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but I love long-term care, and I'm glad to be, or have been a part of it for so many years, and I'm happy to show you the Mutual of Omaha electronic application here today. With that, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to pull up an internet browser here because we are going to be showing a live demonstration here just how easy it is to use that Mutual of Omaha electronic application. So first of all, you do want to go to mutualofomaha.com and click on Sign In over here, and then go to their Sales Professional Access. Once you get here, if you've never been a part or signed on to the Sales Professional Access with Mutual of Omaha, you do have to sign up and set up an account, and you go ahead and click on that and walk through that process. But once you are an agent, you go ahead and fill out your username and password, and we can sign right into the Mutual of Omaha website. Here is the base page or the home page for Mutual of Omaha. You can see you've got lots of information here. You can check on your case status of your accounts. There's certain reports you can run. Also, you can look up previous clients, so all your policyholders with some information there too. But what we're looking at today is under Sales Tools, and that is on the electronic applications. You can also get to the e-apps in another section of this homepage. Is go up here to Sales and Marketing, and you can see you can get to the electronic applications that way as well. But for easiest purposes, it's right on that main page. All you have to do is click on Electronic e-apps. All right, I just wanted to check and make sure everyone was seeing my screen. Mutual of Omaha has done an excellent job with their e-applications. You can see they have Medicare Supplement e-apps, they have the dental, they also have life e-applications, of course the long-term care, which I'm showing you here today, as well as disability e-applications. So lots of good resources that Mutual of Omaha offers their agents as far as electronic applications. Now, the long-term care applications is what we're going to focus on here today. You can see they have lots of different resources available as well. First of all is the sandbox. This is actually a little application that you can go in and do a sample application to really understand the process. And that's what I'm going to be going through here today. If you're going to do a live sit down with your clients or do a webinar over the phone with your clients, you're going to actually want to touch the big blue button here, which is Start or Continue an e-application. But for playing around, we're going to check on the sandbox, okay? Other resources that Mutual of Omaha has available is the Quick Start Guide. The Quick Start Guide is a nice little brochure that they've put together that really walks you through the process. So basically what I'm going to show you here today, this is a nice little handout that you can keep in your portfolio to, if you do have any questions, this is a nice guide that you can reference down the line. Another resource is a training video. They do have a step-by-step training video as well, but I'm going to show you live today how to demonstrate and go through that e-application. They also have a frequently asked questions that you can reference in the future as well. But now let's go ahead and dive right into that e-application. When you first go into the e-application, you're either going to have two choices. You can either start an application or view applications. Now, viewing applications will be all the applications that you've ever filled out with the Mutual of Omaha. I'm going to click on that real quick here just to show you what's listed. So you have all your clients here, and you can see if there's an application that's been started but it's incomplete. If you have a client out there that has a signed application, if someone's in process of signing that application, or if you have a client that you have a completed application. So there's lots of different choices here depending on where you're at in that stage of the client. So first of all, though, we're going to go ahead and start a brand new application. Now, when we start that brand new application, the first thing that you're going to see is where's the client resident state. So you do need to choose the resident state of your client. If you're selling over the phone, again, I stress make sure it's where the client lives, not where you're taking that application. Otherwise, you will need to take that app over. I'm in the state of Minnesota. I'm going to go ahead and choose Minnesota. The commission code, you may have a list of commission codes. I only have 6Q because that's where I'm located here. But we do have our sister company, American Independent Marketing, out of Yakima, Washington, that we divide the nation with. So you may see either a 6Q for GoldenCare state, or you might have an AZ code for the AIM states. So again, make sure, depending on the state that you're writing in, you know what commission code to select. Then all you do is start that application. Now you can see here all these things on the left-hand side. This is just like a paper application, except it's broken down into each section. The first thing here is our personal worksheet. And here we're deciding whether we're going to do a single application or a dual application. If we check a dual application, you'll see that it populates into an applicant B setting as well. So you can fill out the application for mom and dad or that partner situation out there, all on the same e-application as well, just like on your paper application. But for today purposes, to simplify, we're just going to do a single applicant here. Now, I'm not going to read every single question to you, but I want to show you how easy it is to fill out this application. So all you do, if your clients are paying monthly, you can type in that monthly premium there, and you can see that that yellow highlight went away, right? Same goes here. If you answer all the questions, you click on one of the answers, and that yellow disappears. So it knows that you have completed that section. Then you just keep answering those questions over and over. All those yellows will disappear. And depending on the question that you answer, it's going to pop up some additional information. So here I'm going to do a 90-day elimination period, and then they want you to approximate that cost. What they do is recommend that you multiply that number of days times the approximate cost. If I have a $5,000 monthly benefit times 3 months, that's going to give me $15,000 estimated cost. Then you just keep moving down section to section, and it keeps taking away those yellow checked boxes. And then you just click on to the next page. You can see here now on the left-hand side that that purple worksheet is now, or that personal worksheet, I'm sorry, is now white. That means you've completed that section and there's no other additional information needed. One nice thing, too, on this left-hand side is you can actually skip around to different sections. You don't have to go in order of the application, but it's kind of nice just to walk through all that information as well. So here we have the new business. And if you have a sponsored group, you can check it here as well. And otherwise, you just keep typing in the information. One thing I want to point out right here is notice the first and last name. A lot of our applications that we get in, sometimes the agents have been putting the first name first and then putting the last name in the first name section. Be assured to make sure you're writing or typing in that last name first and then the first name where they go. The reason why we stress this is Mutual of Omaha won't accept an application because when it comes time for your clients to digitally sign that electronic application, it also signs according to how you enter in the last name and first name. So you will need to flip that around and get new signatures if you accidentally put that first name in the last name position and vice versa. So one area of highlight that I wanted to point out. Next, we're just going to keep typing in here and going through the application. You can see as I keep typing here that all that yellow is disappearing. And I'm just going to keep on making, entering in my information here as we go along. Male and female, and so on. So I'm not going to go through all this entire application, but you can see it's just as easy as that. What I do want to skip to here is some other areas of interest here. So first of all, in Section D, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you cannot submit the application. One thing to note is this isn't a SMART application, so even though it tells you that you're unable to continue, it will let you continue and complete the app. So just know if you do answer yes to any of those initial questions in Section D, do not submit the application. Okay. Once we continue on here and we mark no to all these questions. Now, I'm not going to read you these questions. Of course, when you're sitting in front of a client, you do want to read all these questions and get all those answers. But again, I'm just showing you how simple it is to fill out this electronic application. Again, primary name for your physician. We have Dr. Joe Smith. Just enter in that address and so on, and you keep entering in all that information. The next set of health questions here, you answer yes or no to, depending on what your clients have for conditions. Now, if they do say yes to one of these questions, maybe your client has depression, you click on yes, and it's going to pop up an additional question for you. So you need to list out when were they diagnosed, when was their last visit, the reason for their visit, and so on. So it's going to, depending on how you answer a question, it's going to pop up and take care of that for you. So we're just going to keep marking no here. And so on. So again, I don't want to take your time and go through the entire application, because what we do is once we get to the end, you can save and exit. And then we've got John Doe here as our application information. Now, you can either go back in and edit from here, or if you sign back out and then come back into the electronic applications, all you need to do is view your applications, and you'll see all your clients right here. So you can see we have John Doe that we just worked on. He's incomplete, so we do have to finish his application. But if you have one that is complete, here is Joe, you have a client that's complete. Now you can go ahead and click on View. Once you're here, because the application is complete, you're ready to sign the application. Now you can do it two different ways. All you have to do is click on Request Signatures. Then, if you're dealing with a client who's maybe farther away and you're doing a phone interview or a phone application, you go ahead and click on Email, and you type in their email address, and it will email the applicant for signatures. Or, if you're sitting with a client, you can actually have them do the application signature process right with you, in front of you. So all they have to do is click on Sign. Then, one thing I want to point out is that the important documents, so when your client receives either an email or they're sitting with you, they must look at the important documents in order to sign the application. So the one thing is, important documents are going to be your outline of coverage, your things before you buy long-term care, the shopper's guide. That's all right here. You can see it's 143 pages that your clients would need to look through. Okay. Once they do that, they click on that electronic signature consent document, read through that, and they're confirming that they want to sign this electronically. Then they check on those two boxes, and now they have the opportunity to sign that application. Once they get to this part, I would recommend telling your clients to click on Next Signature. Now, if they click on Next, it's actually going to walk them through each and every page of the application. But for easier purposes, they can just click on Next Signature, and it'll bring them right to that signature box. So all they have to do is click on Sign, and it's going to show that it's been digitally signed. To get to the next signature, just click on Next Signature, and again, it brings you right there to that sign. Again, Next Signature. They're going to digitally sign again, sign again, sign one more time, and then finally this box is going to say Finished here. A lot of times, even though this application looks like it's signed, everything's ready to go, if your clients do not click Finished, this process is not finished. They do have to actually click on the word Finished to complete the whole entire signature process. Once they go ahead and click Finished, you'll see that they've actually signed that application. So now once you've went through that entire app, you have a completed app, you either email it out for signatures or they sign it right there, you now have a signed application. Now you as the agent go back in and do that same signature process. Click on Signed, go ahead and click Next Signature. Again, Next Signature. Sometimes you might have to scroll down a bit to see that signature, but all you do is do that, click on Finish, and once again you have a signed application. Now you'll see that that status has changed to Signed, Ready to Submit. So now you're ready to submit that to the back office. The back office is here at GoldenCare or at AIM, our sister company. You submit that to the back office. We'll go through and make sure everything looks good, and then we'll go ahead and submit it directly to Mutual of Omaha for processing. That is really as simple as it is, right? You just go ahead and complete that app and walk right through. Now, there is an area of concern I do want to point out, and I'm going to go back into one of these incomplete apps here, actually. Let me go into John Doe. We're going to go back into his application, and all I do is click on Edit, and it's going to load that application that we already previously worked on. One of the areas that tends to cause problems on the e-application is Section K, which is the premium information. Now, the premium information page, if they want conditional coverage, you click Yes or No. Then you have the choice of choosing the date of application, date of policy issue, or if you're replacing, you can request that date of coverage. However, when there's initial premium concerns, usually you're choosing that date of application so that you're getting that conditional coverage. Now, Section 3, or question number 3, is really where we want to stress here. If you're collecting an initial premium, if you want that conditional coverage, it does require 2 months minimum premium. But then you also have a choice of either check or automatic bank withdrawal. This is kind of nice because with the electronic application, you're not always in front of a client to pick up a check, but you can choose that automatic bank withdrawal as long as you have a premium in here. You can check that automatic bank withdrawal. Now, one thing of note here is if your clients don't want the conditional coverage and you're not going to pick up any premium here, make sure that you don't have one of these options checked, okay? Because if you have either check or automatic bank withdrawal checked, it's going to cause a special requirement, which means you're going to have to go out and get initials for your client because it's thinking that you want to pick up money even though you listed 0. So if you list 0 here, just make sure nothing or neither one of these is checked, and then continue on to question number 4, the modal premium. So if your modal premium is whatever, you have your monthly automatic bank draft, you'll see something down here pop up because it requires that automatic bank routing number and so on. So it's a really nice user-friendly application in that if you don't choose monthly, it's not going to make you fill out that payment authorization. So let's take a look. If we click on Annual Direct Bill, it removed that monthly bank draft. Now we want to make sure we have that annual premium in there instead. So again, you can go around and click on whatever sections that you haven't taken care of. Again, save and exit, and it'll save your progress. So when you go back in later, you can finish completing. All right. I know I kind of went through that fast. I was initially going to go through the entire application, and then I thought, wow, that might get a little bit longer. But what I want to do here is open it up for questions, and then that way I can jump around to any sections that you might have questions with.
The conference is now in talk mode.
All right. Is there any questions on the e-application? I'm going to click back into my unfinished one here. So again, you can click on any different section that you haven't completed, and it's going to remove all those yellows to make it a completed section.
Are agents able to input split information on an e-app?
Yeah.
Able to put what information?
Splits, like if they're splitting the commission with another agent, is that
Yes.
something that can be, okay.
Good question. That's under the producer statement page. So under the producer statement page, down here, under producer information, if you're going to split an application, is there a second producer? You just click on yes. That's another good thing. I'm sorry, I was going to go through this part. You can actually even do a third producer as well, so you can do 3 splits. But if you do a second producer split, just make sure, because you want your both agents need to be compliant in that state that you're writing. So not only licensed and appointed, but they also need to make sure that they're partnership compliant as well. So both producers do have to be compliant if you are splitting a case. Great question.
And if they end up putting in any of the information incorrectly, is that something we could correct once the application is then sent to the carrier? I guess with any sort of information on the application, if it needs to be corrected, is that something that we can then either fax or email to the case manager once the application has been processed?
Yes, if something does need to be changed, and if it's something, the client would have to either initial or re-sign a new page, depending on what you're having corrected.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, if something is missing on the e-application, or if something needs to be changed, you will either get a missing requirement email, or you can go ahead and submit that to the case manager, but it would have to be either initialed or signed by the client as well.
And is there, once the application is complete, can you download a PDF version of it from it anywhere?
Yes. So going back here, if you go ahead and click on View, you can view your application, and then you can just download the app right here. So then you can have a copy of your application, and then save it on your computer or whatnot.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any other questions? I'm sorry, this is the first time I am doing this presentation, so I wasn't sure how long it would take me to type out an entire application while I'm sitting on the phone, and I didn't want to have a whole lot of non-talking time. So again, if you do have questions, throw them out there, as I didn't go through every single section. But one nice thing about this Mutual of Omaha application is that each section that you complete, it will remove that yellow, and then you know you do have a completed application. Are there any other questions?
Not right now.
All right. Well, thank you all for attending here today. We will have this recorded, as well as if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at GoldenCare. I do want to talk about one thing, though. We do have a a promotion going on right now. You can earn a $150 Amazon gift card for every issued long-term care policy written between October 15th through the end of December 31st. Any custom solution or secure solution application, again, earns you a $150 Amazon gift card. So it's a great way to earn some extra dollars with this holiday promotion that we do have going on right now. But with that, again, thank you for joining us today. Give us a call here at GoldenCare at 800-842-7799, or go ahead and check us out at our website at goldencareagent.com.